Well, you are looking live here at the Timber Dome here in Cedar Park, Texas, as we get ready for tonight's game between the Cedar Park Timberwolves and the Lockhart girls basketball team of the Lions. This is going to be a good matchup tonight. The last 3 games of the season and one of 2 remaining home games for your Lady Timberwolves remaining, as they've taken 14 out of their last 15 games, including a dominant win just last couple weeks. There we go. Didn't know what happened there. On 2, 3. Try again. 1, 2, 3. Well, you are looking live here at the Timber Dome here at Cedar Park High School in Cedar Park, Texas, as we get ready for the last of these 3 remaining games in this ladies basketball season on the Vype Sports Media Network. One of 2 remaining home games, including tonight, which is going to be Parents' Night, dedicated to every single one of these parents and family members who have dedicated their time to watching their girls through every single of their last couple of games of this season. Tonight it is the Lockhart Lions facing off against the Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's broadcast on the Vype Sports Media Network. I am Dalton Brown, and our broadcast team is assembled and ready to go to bring you the action on the Vype Sports Media Network. Last game that Cedar Park played was against Rouse on Friday. It was a tough game against a hard-playing Rouse team that ended with a final score of 32-29. And their last home game was a dominant victory over Leander with the final score of 63-23, where you saw 5 different players score at least 10 points in that game. A dominant win in that one, improving Cedar Park's record on that game. Well, Lockhart comes into this one with a tough situation in this one. 0-10 in district, 10-16 overall in their record, so looking to possibly put out their first win on the district part of the season and make it a big one, as Cedar Park is 9-2, second overall in district, and 21-8 overall. So a win tonight for Lockhart would be a massive upset and something to get their team's hopes up for the rest of the season with the last couple of games remaining. However, the last time that Lockhart faced off against Cedar Park was in Lockhart with a dominant victory for the Timberwolves by a final score of 53-15, a game that ended up starting a good winning streak that went down just a touch. So a couple of tough games on the rest of the schedule for Cedar Park. Is following this game, they will play at Glen on Friday, following that with a Liberty Hill matchup back here at home on senior night to cap off the season. So the remaining top teams in district remain on the schedule for the Lady Timberwolves, and makes it a tough couple of matchups, and we will get ready for Brad Killen, our public address announcer, to announce the parents for tonight.
Good evening, parent night. It's a special opportunity to recognize and thank the parents of these student athletes. Their unwavering support plays a huge role in the success of each athlete and the growth of this program. Tonight we are not only at the middle of their own child, but also the continued support, encouragement, and investment. Thank you to the betterment of this program. First up, senior number 0, Ava. Let's go.
1
senior number 22, Cedar. Next is the junior number 23, Emily Roman. Accompanied by her mom Nicole and dad Cedar Roman. Number 33 is next senior Katie Rogers. She's accompanied by her mom Cassidy and her dad Circle Rogers. Our final one, senior number 44, Hope Richardson. Accompanied by her mom Kelly and her dad Jay Richardson. Now please another hand for all of our parents. We want everybody to come back to the floor for group picture.
And that was public address announcer Brad Cohn announcing tonight's parents and family members who will still be remaining to take some photos before we must get underway with game time. So flowers being handed out, a nice little small bouquet, which you always love to see, supporting of the family members that have been through so much adversity throughout these past couple seasons and have been there to help these girls out and support through every single great, good, and tough game that they have been through. And we got Jay Richardson over to my left, who we had interviewed on Friday. He's definitely pumped for this one, as it'll be a tough game. A couple of players were out for this game, so they'll be running with 7 in this one. So definitely a tough situation for this Lady Timberwolves basketball team, but a situation that they are not afraid to go forward with. As we mentioned before here, the staff of tonight's game is going to be as follows. Merle Bertrand, our broadcasting director, making sure that I don't slip up or say anything on live stream that can be taken out of context. Sue Venkat, our product manager, making sure I don't accidentally break my mixer or bust open the encoder yet again. And Les Clary, our quality analyst, making sure I drop at least 1 or 2 SNL quotes within my broadcast. And also make sure that the stream is not buffering. It looks like a Nintendo Entertainment System video game from the 1980s. So we want this to look like basketball, not Tenco basketball. And that's what our lovely staff is here to do here tonight for this broadcast. 13 minutes until game time here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We will take a short break and be with you for warm-ups. Opening coverage. We'll be right back right after this on the Vype Sports Media Network. 4 minutes away here from game time on the Vype Sports Media Network. Coverage of your Lady Timberwolves basketball team in the last 3 games of the season in the playoff hunt. And things are going to get interesting, starting with today's game against Lockhart, 0-10 in district, followed by the other top 2 teams in their district in Glen and Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill being senior night, of course, and Glen being their last away game of the season. A tough environment to be facing off in, but of course you still got to worry about your game coming up. And this Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves team knows that records can be deceiving and you have to worry about your own game. Lehman was an example of that as they ended up squeezing that win out by a final score of 39-33 against another team who had not won a district game this season. But of course Lockhart comes off after losing to Lehman. That Lehman game, of course, being a tough one, 52-28 against Lehman. They also lost to Rouse 61-27, Glen 63-14, Liberty Hill 87-23, and Hayes 59-28. So this team has been on a tough losing streak and hasn't won a game since they beat Cedar Creek by a final score of 57-50 almost 2 months ago back in December. And that game ended up capping off a 5-game win streak that this team has, and it was one of their only few wins of the season. So Lockhart definitely has a team chemistry that they need to continue to build on to be able to adjust quickly, make those adjustments against this tough Cedar Park team that has been red hot in their last games. 14 of their last 15 games have been victories, and they have been big ones, double-digit games in points. Tough defense, rebounding. They have had control the past couple games. They have worked on controlling the tempo. Coach Jamie Morton has made sure that this team knows to play team basketball and established that early on. And you can tell that by the way they pass around. It's almost, when you watch this Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves team, they almost kind of remind you of the San Antonio Spurs back in the late 2000s, early 2010s when you had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan on that team. They established the pass game, the fundamentals, and being able to build off of team chemistry. So nobody on that team was necessarily better than the other. Everyone had their certain perks. So it'll be interesting to see how that establishment continues on within tonight's game. As we are 1 minute away from game time, the 3 officials come towards the court table, and we will now hear from our public address announcer, Brad Cohn.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Timberwolves. Tonight in District 25-5A class is the Cedar Park Timberwolves take on the Lockhart Lions. Lockhart 10 and 15 overall, 0 and 9 in district play. Cedar Park 21 and 8 overall, 9 and 2 in district. Timberwolves won the first game of the season series in Lockhart, enrollment at Lockhart 2,056. Cedar Park 2081. A reminder here that the UIL and LISD tolerate no abusive language directed at players, coaches, or officials. Violators are subject to immediate removal from the facility. Cedar Park District and playoff games are broadcast live worldwide for 9 straight seasons now on the Vype Network. Dalton Brown with a call again tonight. www.vypelive.com. And now, are you please rise for our national anthem? First down is number 4, Mia Lewis. Number 10, Lizzie Statham. Number 12, Peyton Johnson. Number 15, Marissa Sosa. Number 21, Madison Knobloch. Head coach of the Lions, Mark Ray. And now the starters for the Cedar Park Timberwolves. First up, number 0, Ava Sacco. Number 10, Nevaeh Yu. Number 2, Jayla Green. Number 3, Kaylee Rogers. And number 4, Hope Richardson. Head coach of Cedar Park in her first season, J.C. Norton, assisted by Mike Fowler, Stephanie Harris, and John Hensey. Let's go.
And that is your starting lineup for tonight's game. As a little bit of a change in starters. Number 0, Ava Sacco will come in to start this one. Number 10, Nevaeh Yu will follow along. Number 22, Jayla Green in pursuit. Number 33, Kaylee Rogers, and number 44, Hope Richardson. Well, this game's going to get underway here in the Timber Dome, as these two teams will line up to get this thing started. Kaylee Rogers will be taking the tip off, and this is going to be successful, and this game is underway. Hope Richardson will take this one down the court to start this one off. Here's Kaylee Rogers past the three-point line. Over to her left, finding Hope Richardson. Richardson will take the three early on. Off the rim won't go, rebounded by Kaylee Rogers, who gets the layup early on. Kaylee Rogers gets this thing underway, a 2-0 start as she breaks the ice early on. And so away, here's Nevaeh Yu with the layup, won't go. Rebounded by Lockhart. And this one's going to go right out of bounds, as that will not remain for too long. So a 2-0 lead early on in this one. So Hope Richardson will take this one in. As we mentioned before, Nevaeh Yu getting the start in this one along with Ava Sacco. So Kaylee Rogers passing this one back out. Jayla Green over to her left. This one's going to go out of bounds, just missed. And want to give a quick shout out over to a couple people. First off, Jay Richardson for having the opportunity to let me come out and do these games these past few months. This has been the most fun time calling basketball for this absolutely dominant team. Topher Rogers for sending me some video footage of my broadcast, which has been helpful. Here's the layup by Kaylee Rogers. Kaylee Rogers gets it in to go. Rogers has got the first 4 points of this game on her own, and it's 4-0 early on, and Hope Richardson steals it away. Jayla Green stops it, and Nevaeh Yu picks it up. So good teamwork defense, picking up on one stop. Sacco with the ball, finding Hope Richardson in three-point range, going into the layup range. Here's a three-point shot by Kaylee Rogers. This is going to go off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Yu. Back over to Richardson. Here's the layup. Won't go. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Won't go either. Rebounded again by Green. Green's going to get it up this time. This is a good block. Richardson is able to pick it right back up. However, here's Kaylee Rogers from deep three. Little layup action. Good! Kaylee Rogers gets the first 6 points of this game, and she's starting off like a rocket. And traveling violation called on Lockhart. So early on, Cedar Park playing pedal to the metal here. And it has resulted in good turnovers and scoring. Jayla Green from three-point range. Here's the three. Bang! It's good! Jayla Green gets it to go from deep. Green's got her first bucket of the game, and it is 9-0. Cedar Park, she's going to steal it away before it's tipped right back out and out of bounds. Last touch by Lockhart. Rogers going to take this one in from Richardson. Nevaeh Yu now at three-point range. Dribbling over to her left side. Passing out to Jayla Green. Another three-point shot attempt. Bow! Off the rim. Celebrating a little too early. Got a rough angle on that one. So I beg your pardon for the folks at home, as that one did not fall through. Kaylee Rogers passing over to Hope Richardson. Richardson looking for open space. Here's to Ava Sacco. Heading to the left side of the court, back over to the right. Finding Jayla Green in the paint. Here's the layup by Green. And this one will not go, but it is going to be a foul. So Green will go to the line for 2. 4 minutes and 59 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter of action.
First team first. Jayla Green at the line.
Here's the first shot by Green. This one's going to go off the front of the rim. Will not go. Won't go. Rebounded by Kaylee Rogers. Back over to Hope Richardson. Here's Jayla Green. Going to attempt it again, and they're going to call a traveling violation. They're going to say that by the time she grabbed the ball, that she took that second step a little too soon. And we'll go right back to the Lockhart Lions. Stolen away by Hope Richardson. Back over to Kaylee Rogers. Here's the layup. Will not go. Rebounded Lockhart. This one's going to go off the glass. Will not go. Fumbled around a bit. Last touch by Lockhart before it goes back in bounds. Jayla Green's all by herself. Layup is good. Jayla Green gets it to go. She's got 5 on this game. Cedar Park's got 11. And timeout is called by the Lockhart Lions as they need to find out how to slow down this explosive Timberwolves team.
30 seconds.
So this will be a quick 30-second timeout, which will give us some time to go to our commercial sponsor here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back right after that. Nothing still to score here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Your Lady Timberwolves leading this one after an explosive first half of the first quarter, where we saw Kaylee Rogers go off for 6 points of her own, followed by Jayla Green getting a big three-point shot and a layup. And a lot of explosive defense early on, playmaking action all around the court. And the whistle blows as Lockhart's got to get off that court. Lockhart trying to find a way around this one. A couple of stops there almost by Cedar Park. And Jada Green gets a hand on it and steals it away, but it's going to be not for much as it was last touched by Cedar Park. So Lockhart's going to get that ball back. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left on the clock. Little high pass there in the Lockhart territory. Number 4, Maya Lewis at point. Running over to the left side. Layup goes up, and this one is going to go. This one is good. First shot complete by Peyton Johnson. Johnson's got Lockhart's first points of the game. Able to avoid the cold streak for a little bit. Hope Richardson from deep. Here's the shot. This one's going to go up. Bang! It's good! Roman putting that one in the basket from deep. She's got a three of her own. It's 14-2. Lockhart stumbling a little bit, trying to find a way around this. Number one, Mia St. Ledger on the court. Stolen away by Hope Richardson. A good steal away. Taking this one back down court. She swats that one right out of St. Ledger's hand. Makes it happen. Roman's going to try for a second one. Off the rim. Bounces around and going to go out of bounds. Well, at that point, you got the confidence. You take that shot. Emily Roman sunk that one like a battleship. Oh, Lockhart's able to get some open space. Here's the layup. This one is no foul called. Tipped away and dropped around, and they're going to say last touch by the Lockhart Lions. Still 14-2. 2:45 left on the clock. And Ava Sacco will come out for a little bit. It was a great start for that one. Nevaeh Yu able to pick up the juggle. Here's Jayla Green from the mid-range. Bang, it's good! Jayla Green gets another one to go. She's got 7 in this one, making it a 16-2 game. A good pass around. They're going to call a traveling violation. One too many steps on that one. So number 14, Zoe Gorlitz unable to come away with that one. Here's the layup. This one will not go. Rebounded by Lockhart, stolen away by Cedar Park, and picked up once again by the Lions. So Lockhart's going to go right back down court, trying to find some open space here. Now is Lewis. Dribbling over to the right side, trying to find some open space here. Back into the paint. Here's the layup. This one's going to go up and out. No good. Rebounded by Roman. Passing out to Nevaeh Yu. Kayla Rogers finding Hope Richardson on the left side. Passing back out over to Rogers. Passing out over to Roman. Roman finding Richardson. Here's the three. Won't go. Rebounded by Roman. Roman from the paint. Here's the shot by Nevaeh Yu. Won't go. Rebounded by Green. Green gets it to go. Establishing the rebound game and eventually bringing it over to Jayla Green, who gets her 9th point of the game. And it's stolen away by Kaylee Rogers. Emily Roman finding Rogers again. Back over to Roman. And they're going to call a 3-second violation, so this will go against the Timberwolves. 1 minute left to go in this first quarter. .53 seconds left. 18-2 the score. Stolen away by Kaylee Rogers, who is going down the court. And it's going to go off her foot as it's misdribbled and rolls out of bounds. For a second, thought she was by herself, and then there was 2 defenders coming right by her and eventually turned into a mishandlement. 41.5 seconds left on the clock. 18-2 still the score. Finding over the right side, looking back to the left. Over the middle. Getting into the paint, holding into the corner. Here's a corner 3 shot. Won't go. Rebounded by Nevaeh Yu. 16 seconds left to go to get a shot off. Kaylee Rogers over to the right side, dribbles up the middle. Finds some open room to her right. Passing out and eventually intended for Ava Sacco, but did not go. 4 seconds left to get a shot off. Here's the mid-range shot, and this one's going to go. Shot taken by Peyton Johnson, who gets her 4th point of the game, and that will end the first quarter of play. The score 18-4. Your Lady Timberwolves are on fire in the first quarter, and it'll take us a second to go to commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back with second quarter action. Second quarter gets underway here at the Timber Dome, and an offensive onslaught early on for this Lady Timberwolves team, as the only 4 points scored by the Lockhart Lions were in credit to Peyton Johnson, both on the mid-range shot. Jayla Green dropping 9 early on. Kaylee Rogers with 6. And Emily Roman sinking a three-pointer like a battleship. Finding room to the right side as this Lockhart team tries to lock back into it. Here's a layup shot up and over the rim. No good. Rebounded by Sacco. Green passing it around Hope Richardson, and it's stolen away by Johnson. Stolen away again by Rogers. Able to get some time to it. Richardson finding Nevaeh Yu. Yu back over to Richardson. Richardson trying to bait the defense over to the middle of the court. Finding Jayla Green, shooting from the mid-range. Won't go. Rebounded by Sacco. Sacco with the layup shot. Good! Ava Sacco takes to Rocco and puts it into the basket for her first bucket of the game. 20-4 to score. .650 on the clock. Johnson over there right side. Jayla Green guarding hard. Over the middle. Back to Johnson, and Johnson is going to draw the foul, it looks like. So they're going to say Hope Richardson. They're going to credit her with that foul. 20-4 still to score. And no traveling calls. It looked like there might have been a little bit of movement. Here's the shot. This one's going to go up. No good. Rebounded by Nevaeh Yu, but pass back out over to Lockhart. This one is good. First bucket of the game, Lizzie Staton is the first Lion other than Peyton Johnson to get a basket in this first half of the game. Jayla Green from the mid-range passes over to Sacco. Won't go. Last touch by Lockhart as they try to reach up for it, but kind of swatted it away instead of grabbed it with two hands.
Way to be patient. Keep it moving. Good job.
This one's up and it is good. Kaylee Rogers with the bucket. Rogers has got 8 in this one, as this is a mid-range shot right through the middle. Stolen away again. This time Richardson takes it. Here's Rogers from deep. Won't go. Rebounded by Johnson. 22-6 still remains in this game. Nevaeh Yu playing hard defense here. And stolen away, touched by Kaylee Rogers, picked up by Jayla Green. Good little steal there, able to avoid any slight momentum that this Lions team might be able to pick up. Screen set by Nevaeh over to Jayla Green for three. Won't go. Rebounded by the Lions. Well, as we mentioned before, at halftime, we will once again bring all our coverage of Today in Texas History presented by OnThisDay.com. For every athletic coordinator, coach, or athletic director in the state of Texas, there is usually a history teacher. We like to incorporate the two things that Texans take the most pride of: the history of the great state of Texas and sports. And incorporating both of those in Today in Texas History presented by OnThisDay.com, which we will bring to you at halftime. Nevaeh passing out over to Kaylee Rogers, finding some open space, going into the paint. Here's the mid-range shot. This one's going to go up, won't go. Rebounded by the Lions. 3:58 left on the clock. Here's the layup. This one's going to go off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Sacco. Richardson finding Rogers. Rogers in the corner, back over to Richardson. Richardson finding Nevaeh. Nevaeh looking over to her right, finding Kaylee Rogers again in the corner. Back over to you. You got a screen set by Sacco. You goes into the mid-range. Here's Hope Richardson for the three. This one's going to go over, won't go. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Won't go. Rebounded by Lockhart. Nevaeh gets a hand on in. Brings it to a jump ball. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock. 22-6 still remains the score in this game. So Lockhart able to somewhat contend this Cedar Park offense, forcing him to only 4 points in this first half. So it's 4-2 in regards to points in the second quarter. And Sacco able to force the turnovers. This is going to go out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it was actually last touched by Hope Richardson. This one still continues. Over to the right side. Here's the mid-range shot. Won't go. Air ball rebounded by Kaylee Rogers. Kaylee Rogers back over to Emily Roman. Emily Roman with the mid-range shot. This is going to go up, around, no good. Rebounded by Sacco, who gets it to go! Sacco's got her second bucket of the game and gets Cedar Park back in the scoring game. A little bit of a break that happened there. It was Lockhart was able to hold them to just 4 points for most of this second quarter. And they're going to say a foul called on Emily Roman. So it's going to be their fourth foul of the quarter. A lot of people are not sure what had happened there. They're going to say that there was just a little bit too much of contact, a little bit of a shove almost. And Hope Richardson says ball don't lie, steals it away. Passing it back over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers finding Emily Roman. Roman back over to Sacco from the mid-range. Won't go. This one's going to go out of bounds. Touch net. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. And like you mentioned, a lot of these players, I should say, the roster has gone down as there is now a total of 7 for this game specifically. So a tough situation for this Lady Timberwolves team right now. And while they start off hot like a rocket, they're going to need to control the tempo yet again, bring in the pressure, slow it down, catch their breath, and play fundamental basketball. This is going to be picked up, dribbled around, and this one's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Lions. Still 24-6 to score. Timeout will be called on the court. 30-second timeout, so we will take a short break here on the 5 Sports Media Network. Cedar Park taking a 30-second timeout, probably a little time to recuperate, settle down. You got 1 minute 23 seconds left in the quarter. You started off hot, and you want to keep that momentum going, but you also want to make sure that your stamina is spiked up as well. And this one's going to go up and over everybody. This is going to go out of bounds, intended for Peyton Johnson. No one was able to pick that one up. And able to dribble around is Emily Roman. Roman able to apply the pressure over to Sacco, finding Nevaeh Yu from deep. Yu finding Roman yet again. Nevaeh Yu going to her right side, back over to Roman. Roman trying to find some time here. Sacco in the paint. Back over to Kaylee Rogers. Off the rim, will not go. Rebounded by Lockhart. 35 seconds remain on the clock in the second quarter. Holding that ball is Mia Lewis. Pass over to the left side where Peyton Johnson stands, being guarded by Kaylee Rogers. Pass back over to the right side. Here's Lewis with the three. Won't go. Rebounded by Cedar Park. 10 seconds remain in this half. Kaylee Rogers taking it down court. Back over to Hope Richardson. A few seconds left. Nevaeh Yu will have to take this shot as she takes it up and will not go. Could not get it off on time. Well, this one will be sent into halftime. It will take some time to get our stats together. Probably get a little halftime show and our segment of Today in Texas History as we take a short break for halftime on the Vype Sports Media Network. We will be right back. Well, here we go with today's segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. We mentioned February 3rd, 2026 in the great state of Texas. So we'll start off with the year 1836. The Red Rovers joined the cause for Texas independence. They were a volunteer military company from Alabama known for their uniform of red pants. In 1998, Texas executed Carla Faye Tucker. She was the first woman executed in the United States since 1984. And in 2010, the first Texas-involved Powerball drawing took place, which I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this broadcast has probably hoped and dreamed of having that chance to do something that is less likely than getting struck by lightning. And for those country music fans, here we go. Today's Texas quote comes from the great George Strait. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is the place I'd dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, therefore I reside in Tennessee. So that is our first song quote that we've gotten of this little broadcast. And for those Texas Tech people like myself, George Strait will be performing at the Jones AT&T Stadium in April to a packed-out 70,000 fan crowd in the West Texas city of Lubbock. Which also mentioning today is also the day that music died, which inspired the hit song American Pie, written by Don McLean, mentioning Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper, which of course Buddy Holly, I've done many projects on him. He was a resident of Lubbock, Texas, and is a big reason for Lubbock's music side. Rock and roll history. A lot of big musicians have come into Lubbock simply for the Buddy Holly Museum, including Queen lead guitarist Brian May. So we will take a second before we go to our halftime show. We will take a short break and get our stats together on the Vype Sports Media Network coverage of your Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves. 24-6 to score. As we get right back into the action, we had ourselves a lightning hot start to this game as Cedar Park scored 18 in that first quarter and 24 overall, so maybe a second to get a little break is what they needed, as the stamina definitely probably went very much down early on. Mentioning the points in this one, Kaylee Rogers has got 8 in this one, and she started off early. Jayla Green is 1 point away from another double-digit game for her, which is definitely recovery from the last game. Ava Sacco with 2 layups, and Emily Roman with a 3-point shot that was able to sink like a battleship early on. As for Lockhart, well, the shots just have not been dropping. They have been unable to connect, and they've been unable to press the defense very much, which brings Cedar Park right back into the action, and Kaylee Rogers will take this one in. Rogers over to the right, passing over to Hope Richardson. Richardson was able to pick it up for a little bit before dropping it yet again. Also, because my mother-in-law had mentioned it, somebody else who is from Lubbock is, of course, my lovely mother-in-law and the love of my life, my fiance, soon-to-be wife, next week. As that shot is missed and rebounded, as Hope Richardson will take this one right back in. Richardson dribbles over to the left side, trying to find some open space, and that will be a double dribble, as she picked that ball up, looking to pass, and tried to quickly get away with a dribble afterwards, but unable to get that one. 7:19 left on the clock here in the third quarter of action, as it should display on my and for some reason the volume is in and out. I don't know what's happening there. Layup is up by Lewis and will not go. And stolen away by Peyton Johnson. Johnson takes this one into the basket as she's able to push her way into the paint and brush off another layup. 24-8 the score. Lockhart finds a little bit of extra life. Richardson finds Nevaeh Yu over on her left side. Nevaeh Yu finds a wide open Kaylee Rogers in the corner, who passes right back out up to Hope Richardson. Here's Jayla Green from the paint. A layup is good. And Jayla Green, would you believe it? It's another double-digit point game for the Green Machine. 26-8 the score. To the right. And they're going to call a foul on that one. Cedar Park will have to take a second on that one. Stolen away, Nevaeh Yu getting in the action. Hope Richardson taking that ball away. Here's Jayla Green from the paint, and she's going to draw the foul and go to the line for 2. And while I'm at it, and we take a second because I want to mention this, while Kaylee Rogers is close to another double-digit game, the commit out of Southern Nazarene University, who will be playing basketball next year in Oklahoma City. So not a Cowboy necessarily. And glad to hear that. Second shot by Jayla Green. This one's going to go up and out of bounds. Or I should say off the rim. 5:34 left on the clock. Here's Johnson with the layup. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. She's going to take this one right back down the court. Here's Jayla Green from 3. Off the rim, will not go. Rebounded by Nevaeh Yu. Goes into the paint. This one is good. Nevaeh Yu adds her name into the scoring list with her first bucket of the game. And here we go, Cedar Park turning on the train tracks again. Lewis out to the left side. Here's a three-point shot attempt. This one will not go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Richardson will dribble this one down the court over to the left side, finding Kaylee Rogers, finding Ava Sacco. Here's the mid-range shot. Won't go, but Nevaeh Yu will draw the foul and go to the line for two. Yu's first shot is up, and this one's going to go. Nevaeh Yu is 1 for 1 on free throws, her third point of the game. And timeout will be called by Lockhart as they will take a second to kind of get things together, while Cedar Park will take this as an opportunity to take a little break here, recuperate, and gain that stamina back up. So we will take this as a moment to take a break and play that lovely commercial again on the Vype Sports Media Network for those interns and people looking to build their resume. (29-8) the score as the cameramen assemble themselves on the court. Nevaeh Yu back from the free throw line. The second shot goes up. It's going to dribble around the rim and go through. 30-8 the score as Nevaeh Yu's got 4 points in this one. She will come out of this game and have a seat. Emily Roman will come in her place. Dribbling around, trying to find some open space. Here's the layup shot, will not go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Actually, correction, that is Ava Sacco with the rebound. And while they have less players in this game and a short amount of depth, they are making sure to play with as much intensity as they possibly can for such a short roster. Rogers finds her way around. Here's Emily Roman for three. And this is going to get wedged up in the rim. And I hope I hope somebody can get that. Yeah, they got an extra ball for a reason. I was about to say, I tried one time a while back to actually try and slap one of those away from the rim, but I forgot I don't have a vertical. 0 for 2 by the referee, 0 for 3 by the referee. And he's able to get that one out. So it took 4 attempts. He goes 1 for 4 at the plate with a couple of strikeouts and a base hit. And ends up on first base. That reminds me, our baseball coverage on Maynard New Tech will be starting in a couple of weeks, so if y'all want to come join any of my broadcasts, I will be over there for the baseball season. Kaylee Rogers takes this ball in. 3:37 left on the clock. Emily Roman has the ball. She passes it over to Hope Richardson. Richardson tries to find some time. Passes over to Ava Sacco. Finds Emily Roman in the three-point side. Passes back over to Sacco from the mid-range. Here's the deep three by Richardson, and it's good! Hope Richardson playing three ball yet again. And that deadly shot proves deadly yet again. The shot goes up and no good. Rebounded by Roman. 33-8 the score. Finding Kaylee Rogers. Back over to Hope Richardson, who's at deep. Kaylee Rogers finding her some room in the corner. Pushes her way into the paint. Here's the shot up, and it is not going to go. Rebounded by Lockhart. To the right side where Lewis finds herself, and she's able to step out of bounds. Last touched by Jayla Green. They're going to say it bounced off of her feet before it went out of bounds. 2:27 remain on the clock here in this third period of action. Take it in. Here's a shot by Johnson, and Johnson gets this one to go. Peyton Johnson's now got her fourth bucket of the game, putting herself at 8 points in this one. 8 of the 10 points coming off of Peyton Johnson. Here's the shot by Richardson. Bang! It's good! Richardson sinks that one from deep. And once again shows that that shot from earlier was not a fluke, and she's been doing that since middle school. We have gotten a couple of sources to tell me. And this one's tipped by Richardson and stolen away by Jayla Green. Here we go, fast break down the court. She takes a tumble, and they're going to say last touch by Rockwall. Lockhart. Nevaeh passing back over to Emily Roman from three. Off the rim, bang! Takes a bounce but finds its home. Emily Roman with her second three-pointer of the game. Extending on the lead, playing the deep three. Going for the home run like Aaron Judge. Tipped away and rebounded by Hope Richardson. Finding the value from the paint. Stolen away by Peyton Johnson. Johnson dribbling around the court a few times, passing back over to Lewis, passing out to the left side. Here's the deep three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Johnson. And they're going to say out of bounds. Last touched on that shot by Johnson. So I guess it must have hit one of the wirings on the top of the rim. Top of the backboard, I should say. As there's 46 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Jayla Green is in the paint. She's able to draw the foul and go to the line a second time. And no, they're going to say the foul did not go up until she came back up. Emily Roman unable to get it. Jayla Green draws a foul, this time going up, and will go to the line for two. So Jayla Green has an opportunity here to extend on the already huge game she's had on points. 11 points in this one. 0 for 4 on free throws so far in this game. And takes that cold streak away. 40-10, and they have a 30-point lead in this one with 29 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Second shot. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Peyton Johnson, who uses that wingspan and that vertical to her advantage. But Jayla Green comes out of nowhere for the steal. Will take it down court for the layup, and she draws a foul and will go back to the line for two. $40-10, I should say. I did not have that on the scoreboard, so that is on me. And as my mother-in-law has already told me from the comment I made about the ball getting stuck in that hoop earlier, I am the vertical. I'm tall, but I can't jump. I am not the vertical. I'm just a beanpole. And that one's going to go through as Jayla Green's got 13 to this one. 41-10 the score. 10 seconds remain on the clock. From the free throw line, this one is good. Bea St. Ledger with a little shot up of her own. Jayla Green trying to take that one up and will not go, ending the fourth quarter. The third quarter, I should say, and taking it into the fourth quarter with the score 41-12. We'll be right back after a little break on the Vype Sports Media Network with the remainder of this game. With the upcoming baseball season underway, this is the Vype Sports Media Network's 19th season calling Timberwolf baseball, and they will bring the coverage yet again this year with your Timberwolves baseball coverage. And I hope there are high school students out there that have seen that commercial that we have played in between the quarters probably at least 50 times this season. It's also been on every football ad, every other soccer ad, every other volleyball ad. So you're a high school student looking for some experience and a resume to build, Vype Sports Media is the place to be. Place to build your resume as either a broadcaster, a journalist, an editor, or a videographer and producer. So join in Vype Sports Media, make some contacts, get yourself involved in sports. Kaylee Rogers with the ball now. Heading back down court. Hope Richardson from the paint. Here's a layup. Won't go. However, Richardson is able to draw the foul. And will go to the line for two. Hope Richardson hit that deep three earlier in the third quarter. Actually, two of them, I should say. And showing off that unlimited range that she's got. First free throw is up and will not go. The second one, however, does. So 42-12 the score. 7:35 left on the clock. Cedar Park playing lockdown defense, trying to press up. Shot goes up, no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Rogers. Back over to Hope Richardson, over to the right side. Dribbling down court with some speed. Heading over to Kaylee Rogers, who finds Nevaeh Yu in the corner. Yu finds Sacco. Sacco finds Rogers. Rogers passes over to Roman. Roman finds over to her right side. Looking to shoot, but instead pass to Hope Richardson, who passes back over to Nevaeh Yu. Dribbling to her right side, back over to Hope Richardson. Back over to Nevaeh Yu to her left. Over to Ava Sacco. Back over to Kaylee Rogers. And it is tipped and out of bounds. Last touched by... I'm going to say tipped by Lockhart, but touched by Kaylee Rogers. So, Cedar Park with a dominating 30-point lead and coming away with this one with a more than likely victory in a game where they knew they had to use every piece of the puzzle that they had left, and they were able to complete it in this one. This shot goes up and it is good. Ava Grace Meidler is able to get her first bucket of this one. And Kaylee Rogers responds with one of her own. And another double-digit game for the SNU commit. 44-14. Nevaeh Yu takes a tumble over to the left side. Passing around To the corner. Here's a mid-range shot. This one will go up and over a lot of heads and will not go. Rebounded by Lockhart. But taken away by Nevaeh. Passing over to Kaylee Rogers from the paint. Here's Sacco with the layup. Will not go. Rebounded by Lockhart. And this one is going to be stopped and foul drawn by Nevaeh, and there will be a substitution on the court as 4 Lockhart Lions will come into this game. Well, regarding this game and the overall aspect of it, Cedar Park able to use those pieces like we mentioned and just start a firework early on. A firework that just kept on spraying in the sky and turned into an offensive explosion. Taken away. Here's the shot. This one's going to go up and no good. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Green trying to push her way over to the right side. Able to make some contact, but she will draw the foul. Kaylee Rogers will take this one in. Jayla Green. Driven to her right. Here's Nevaeh. Driven to the right, getting into the paint. Finding Kaylee Rogers, who is just trying to slow the game down and control the tempo. And bring the timer down. Nevaeh. Setting the screen. Stopping the steal over to Ava Sacco. Sacco passing back over to Emily Roman. Roman's got 2 3-pointers in this game, and she will be credited with a traveling violation. 4:16 on the clock. Like we mentioned before, Kaylee Rogers had a double-digit game along with Jayla Green. Ava Sacco's got 4 in this one. Nevaeh also with 4. And Hope Richardson and Emily Roman equally with 2 3-point shots in this one. As this one's going to go out of bounds as they were not able to take that one back in bounds. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left on the clock. Emily Roman. And this one will go out of bounds. Last touch by her. She tried to draw a foul, but no contact in the referee's eyes. And another timeout called. 44-14 to score. This will give us a time to take a break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back right after this. Nevaeh finding some open space. Here's a shot. Emily Roman will not get this one to go. Rebounded by Nevaeh. Goes into the paint. Here's a shot. Will not go either. But able to draw the foul, and Nevaeh will have an opportunity to shoot some more free throws. She sunk the first 2 that she was able to get in, so this is an opportunity to extend on that. No, actually will not. Jayla Green over to the right side, but Nevaeh takes this one out. Finding Kaylee Rogers to her right, also finding Emily Roman. Roman able to get a jump from Peyton Johnson. Pass back over to Nevaeh Yu. Yu looking to the right, back over to Emily Roman. Roman finding Yu with a little bounce. And they're going to call a traveling violation on Nevaeh Yu as she tried to come back down with that ball and took a few more extra steps on that one. And the layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Jayla Green, who's able to get a little stop on that one. Here's Green, and she'll draw the foul and go to the line for 2 more shots. So like we mentioned a few times, great game all around by this Lady Timberwolves squad, who will come away with the victory in this one with an extreme lead. That first shot goes up and is good by Jayla Green. So Green extends on her night with her 14th point of the game. And Hope Richardson will come back into this one to finish this one off. So in place for Kaylee Rogers. So with this win, Cedar Park will extend their district record of 10-2. Nevaeh Yu will take a 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Lockhart. And blocked by Nevaeh Yu. Gets a hand up and says, we got the lead, but that ain't enough. And the energy is up. An electric block there by Nevaeh Yu, having an extensive lead, but not letting that get too far in their heads. And that is what you like about this Cedar Park Timberwolves basketball team, is that is why they are so tough. No matter how big of a lead they have, no matter what point they find themselves, they still manage to keep the game intact. And that was on me for not getting that free throw. So that shot goes up and is good for Nevaeh Yu. Second one goes up and around. 5 points in this one. Here's the shot by Johnson. Won't go. Rebounded by Nevaeh Yu. Tipped and touched last by Lockhart. This will go back out of bounds. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock here in this quarter. The finale of this game brings out high hopes for the next 2 games, which will be tough for Cedar Park, trying to play for some high seeding and a well-rounded playoff spot. Jayla Green finds some opening. Here's a shot, and it's good! Jayla Green puts an extra bullet in the wound. 48-14 to score. The shot's good up, and it is good. St. Ledger with her second basket of the game, and it is 48-16. Jayla Green looking to the right side. And this one will be called foul. And this will be an opportunity for Emily Roman to go back to the free throw line. I've been saying Roman, it's Roman. First shot goes up and it is good. 49-16 to score. Cedar Park with an opportunity here to put up another 50-point game overall. Roman goes 2 for 2. Perfect on those free throws, and it's 50-16. Emily Roman playing well-rounded in this game, making those 2 3-pointers and getting those 2 free throws. And easily taken away is Sacco. All by herself on the fast break. Draws the foul, and it's good. Ava Sacco extends on this lead, 52-16. Sacco takes the Rocco all the way to the court. 52-16. Johnson passes out and over. This will go up and won't go. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Green's going to try and take it herself. Left goes up and won't go. And they're going to credit this one back over to Lockhart. Wow. So already a dominating game, turned on the grand finale fireworks in this one and said, by Cedar Park, just saying, hey, we got a lead, but how about we extend on this show? And Nevaeh Yu, here we go, fast break. Shot goes up and she draws another foul, a big steal by Nevaeh Yu. Yu's already got 5 points in this game, 30 seconds on the clock. 5 fouls by Cedar Park, or excuse me, by Lockhart. First one is up and will not go. Nevaeh Yu turning on the defense early on in this one. The lockdown defense, both a block and a steal, able to take it to the court. And Hope Richardson will get the rebound with a little contact, and they're going to say it was too much contact. (28-4). And that call will go right back. This will also be a team foul on Lockhart. Last few seconds remain on this clock. Cedar Park will look to just finish this one off. Hope Richardson dribbling around. 10 seconds remain. Emily Roman finding Sacco. And she will just take this one away. And 2 more games remain in this season. The win streak continues, and the fire is still ignited. The final in this one, Cedar Park 52, Lockhart 16. A dominating victory in this one, and a game where you see that Cedar Park will light it up all the way through, even with a big lead. Jayla Green with 16 in this one. Emily Roman with 2 3-pointers and a couple of free throws to go along with it. Hope Richardson showing the range herself with 7 points in this one of them coming off of a free throw. Nevaeh Yu turning on the Jets with 5, and Ava Sacco with 6 of her own. So we will take a short break as we will get ready for our post-game show here in just a moment.
For Cedar Park, Nevaeh Yu had 5, Ava Sacco had 6, Hope Richardson 7, Emily Roman 8, Haley Rogers 10, Jayla Green led all scorers with 16 points. That's it for the Timberdome tonight. They go to 22-8 overall in the year and 10-2 as we play. Next up, another 25-5 game at Glen Friday night. Biggie. Next home game, another big game. It's Liberty Hill a week from tonight right here. Thanks for coming out. Brian State, we get out of here.
Sorry, I gotta fix up this mess real quick. Points and stuff. This is turnovers. Oh wow. So that might be. Let me put the final here.
Go for it. I also got the final right here if we need. Points like quarter. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, if you want to go for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I try that. I'm not good.
Well, another dominating victory here at the Timber Dome as the Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves take away this one by a score of 52-16. 2 more games remaining in the season and their toughest matchups in Glen and Liberty Hill. And joining us for the post-game show is Ava Sacco and Emily Roman. And ladies, first off, I just want to say congratulations on the win tonight. Yet another massive victory. Points all around and turnovers everywhere. And I want to ask y'all, what does this win mean to y'all with this season being so tight, especially with the district standings?
I think this was a good game to reset and remember that basketball is about having fun. So I think this was a good opportunity to remember why we play.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that is a big thing to always remember is why y'all played, for the love of the game, and especially in these kinds of big moments where y'all just have a tough schedule coming up, a couple of big opponents, and end up playing so well. Y'all kind of just take a second to remember that love of the game. So, what was working for y'all throughout this game that was able to light up that offense and spark something?
I guess just like communicating with each other, like things we noticed. We would have like timeouts and like talk about it, and then we would obviously just like encourage each other. Like if we like mess up a pass, just to like, sorry.
You're good.
So like encourage each other and help each other like get better and like fix things that we did wrong and like messed up.
And that's always something big to establish early on in these kinds of games, especially in a establishment like this. So, ladies, first off, once again, congratulations on the win today. I hope for the best for the rest of the upcoming schedule. A couple of tough matches, and what is y'all's mindset going into those next couple of games?
Just having the confidence we have today and remembering to execute throughout both games.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank y'all again for joining in with us. It's always fun to get to talk to y'all and hear y'all's input on it, because I'm sure it is always a tough environment, a tough game to always come out on top of, and y'all are able to do so again. So, ladies, congratulations. We will take a short break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll get a second to talk with Brad Cohn about the post-game show right after this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank y'all. Back on the Vype Sports Media Network with post-game coverage here of today's dominating victory here at the Timber Dome. And joining us is public address announcer Brad Cohn, who, first off, Brad, I'm glad to see you back in this arena. It didn't feel right without your voice being able to ignite the entire arena, so it's so glad to see you again.
I hated having to miss a few games, but as your cameraman for those games, I had a sinus infection that turned into laryngitis, and it just destroyed my voice, and it's probably 90% back now, as you can tell. But yeah, it was good tonight. Well, I tracked turnovers. It looked to me interesting tonight, and we came up with 10, 20, 28 turnovers for Lockhart, only 8 for Cedar Park. That was that's almost as dominant as the score was. Taylor Green was the leading scorer on the night with 16.
And, of course, mentioning another key aspect of that was the three ball. I mean, we got 2 3-pointers by both Emily Roman and Hope Richardson, who have been able to establish the three-point game. It's any point of their games the past few weeks, and it seems to continue to be a dominating factor. Do you think that's something they're going to establish with the next couple of games?
Boy, they're going to need it in these next two big games against Glenn and Liberty Hill. The other, those are the three teams, us and those two, that are the best teams in this district, and they are really going to need to be able to pour some points in from outside because those are tough defenses underneath.
Playoff atmospheres, playoff action, this is where things get interesting and tight, and certainly Cedar Park is going to be, especially with the experience they've had in the past couple of seasons, playing their hardest and playing with an intensity that is probably times 10 of what this is right now, and the intensity is up there.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'll get our soccer star, Grace Lauder, back for the big games, and Anna Bryna, the spark plug, the engine that usually drives that offense. And they did well tonight, considering they were without those two critical players.
Two critical players out of it, a small roster, but still able to run with it and continue the fireworks show, and giving us a grand finale towards the end. I mean, every good fireworks show has a grand finale, and let's talk about Nevaeh U for a second. Those two big, that block and that steal, turning on the defense and showing, hey, just because we got a big lead and there's a couple minutes left, I'm not giving out, and she showed that.
She was playing with purpose, playing on fire. And also we got to mention Ava Sacco got a start tonight. She doesn't play a lot usually. And also, who else? Oh, Emily Roman, who doesn't play a lot. And they both contributed very, very well and got this game going good.
They definitely got it going good, and an opportunity for them to get it going good and give them an opportunity to get that playing time and show what they are about in this game. So definitely something that we enjoyed seeing throughout these two games. So, Brad, once again, I want to say thank you for coming in on the show and enjoying, again, glad to see you up and about and feeling well again, feeling 100% like Brad Cohn should feel, not what we saw from him on cameraman day, so which still did good. But thank you again, sir.
All right,
and I will be back with one more message here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Let me actually turn on the mic real quick. Well, your final score in this one, Cedar Park takes out another dominating victory, as we have mentioned before. Great key aspects in this one that came away with the victory. Two more games remain on this season, one on Friday against Glenn on the road, and the last one being against Liberty Hill on the February 10th, which will bring me to mentioning that this will be more than likely my last game calling of Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves basketball for the regular season, at least until playoffs roll around, as next week will be the most important day of my life, as I will be marrying the love of my life and will unfortunately not be able to call that game, because if I do, then we'll probably discuss probably start a new conversation that I don't want to have to get into, that I'll have to mention off air. So that is going to do it with tonight's broadcast. For our broadcasting director, Merle Bertrand, our quality analyst, Les Claire, who has been able to keep this broadcast going, and for Suna Venkat, our product manager, and for everybody else listening around the world, around the nation, and the great state of Texas and Cedar Park itself. My name is Dalton Brown, saying thank y'all for joining us for today's broadcast. Good night to everybody who may be watching anywhere around the world, and have a great night. God bless y'all all. Also, Recom Tech.